Hi, my name is Dillon, and this is a segment I like to call Behind the Camera. Behind the Camera is my way of pulling back the curtain on the creative process behind my talk show, Senior Storybook. So without any further ado, let's get behind that camera. So, what we're looking at here is me getting ready to introduce my guest with some immaculate purple lighting in the background. But who's my guest in question? Let's find out.
We are back with someone who is very special, me, and I guess, we have Miss Taylor McNeil.
Boom, it's Taylor McNeil. Now you may be wondering, well, Dylan, who is Taylor and why is she a guest on your show? Well, what you may or may not know is that Taylor is an extremely talented visual artist, and anybody who can make this, or this, or this, is someone who I want to talk to. Also, I guess you can call her a close friend of mine, but don't tell her I said that.
How are you today?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. I don't think I've ate much, but things happen.
In this freeze frame, we're looking at the third angle from our multicam setup. This episode was filmed with two Canon DSLR cameras that focused on myself and Taylor individually, while the third was placed at an angle where Taylor and I could be seen at the same time. Normally you see a multicam setup used in any popular late-night talk show or professional sit-down interview. A wide shot such as this one is great for showcasing the body language between the host and the guest, while also allowing the viewer to immerse themselves in the conversation as the third listener. In addition to the camera setup, our crew also set up the quasar LED lights, aka the immaculate lighting I was talking about earlier, to really give the background some pop while we had this discussion. Now that we've gone over all the technical stuff, this segment of Behind the Camera is finished, and now here's a quick sneak peek of my talk show, Senior Storybook. I hope you enjoy, as the full episode will come out soon.
What piece of advice would you give yourself, like, if you were to go back in time, let's say, like, 3 years, or maybe to your freshman year, in terms of, like, just as an artist, what piece of advice would you give?
I would tell myself to not be so afraid to commit to an idea of putting myself out there. Personally, I struggle with believing in myself and in my art, so I feel it'd be better if I could tell like my freshman self or even my middle school self that if you like this, it's okay to put your all into it, even if other people aren't gonna like it. In terms of dancing, other activities that I did outside of school, like piano, my motion graphics edits, being able to like put that product out there and not be afraid to just put it out instead of waiting for the perfect moment, because there is no perfect moment. You just have to give it out. So, yeah.
Yeah, putting yourself out there as an artist is like hard.
It is.
Because like there'll be something that you love, but you're always afraid of like, what if somebody else doesn't?
They hate it, yeah.
Especially when you're younger and like people's opinions really get to you and how you feel. Because when you're younger, you're like, I want everybody to like what I'm doing.
I feel like it doesn't even change as you get, like it depends. As an artist, it's hard when you get older to see yourself not feeling that way because you have an idea in your head and you want it to work so bad. And when someone else doesn't get your idea, you're like, hello? I just explained it perfectly to you. You have to see it through my vision. I just feel it's easier sometimes when you're speaking to other artists or people who are engaged in the arts who appreciate it a bit more, if that makes sense. No offense to the people who like art, but they're not an artist. It's a different type of connection that you have with someone else who engages in art. They're like, wow, like you really put all this work into this. Sometimes it's hard for people to understand and see the amount of work you've put into something and for them to like it when they don't get it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like